Rain Stops Play, a famous book by Brian Johnston, the former commentator. In the WTC final at the Hampshire Bowl, how many times this word came into play? Rain stops play. The vagaries of English weather was in full exhibition in the World Championship final. And the most important part is the Virat Kohlis, the Ishan Sharmas, the Kyle Jemiesons. The more the match stops and starts, they need to warm themselves up many times. This episode of B Sports Fit, I'm going to tell how this warm-up protocol should be done, the importance especially in the context of English weather. So let's get going. Warm-up is something that you're going to see every day before the start of a match or for a net practice. This is a protocol that is accepted the world across, the most scientific process. So Kohlis and Williamson, what they do, I'm going to show you a sequence of it, and afterwards I will tell you what exactly are the prime benefits of it. These are the set of hurdles. The Indian team carries all these things, and we can see most of the teams have got this. So this is the movement. So one goes over and here. One goes over, one goes here. Right, perfect. Good job. And you jog back. This one you can do 2 rounds of this. That mobilizes the hip joint, stretches the hamstring. The next one. This is sort of a hurdle walk. Excellent, and you can see the hips are mobilized. The range of motion, well, the purpose of the warm-up is it lengthens the muscle, warms up the body, enhances range of motion around the joint, irrespective of Mohammad Sami or for that matter Kyle Jamieson. These are 2 spectrum I've showed you. There can be 4 or 5 of them. We move on to the next set. Once these dynamic movements are finished, it's time for some intense work. More intense work. We call it a run through. Place these cones, gradually progresses in distance. You can see the distances between the 2 cones progresses, increases gradually. So I start here. On top of this, you can see go through quick. Good job. And jog back. Very nice. You go through and increase your speed. Perfect. Perfect. You can see. Well done, Prem. You'll be doing 6 to 8 of this so that the body temperature warms up. The heart rate, one of the key components of the warm-up is your heart rate increases. The muscle, the blood starts circulating into the muscle so that the muscle leg can enhance. Now comes the mobility and the stretching part. Remember why in England the stop, start and warm-up is very, very interconnected. Every time the match stops, the body temperature goes down. The body temperature goes down, the muscle gets cold, and you cannot stretch the cold muscle. So every time there is a stop, you need to get back, do some activity, warm the muscles up, and you go for the mobility and the stretches. Otherwise, there is a risk of getting injured. Your joint, somewhere in the back. So it is very important in England, especially the likes of Bumrah, who has got a little bit of tightness around the back, or for example, Mohammad Sami has spent time with him. He has got sides tight and his hamstrings are tight. These exercises are called stretches, and the next one will be mobility. This is called hip flexor. It is right here. And as I come back, I stretch this is the calf stretch, and then I get sideways, I stretch my adductor. So I just change leg. So you see, this is your hip flexor. I pull it down, this is the stretch for the calf, also to an extent hamstring. And now as I go to the sides I'm going, this is the adductors. So I'm stretching my adductor. You do 5 times this leg, change to the other leg, and both sides are 5, and we slip on to the next one. These are called monster bands, and this is available with all traveling teams. The first one is a great hook stretch. This is called SLR. Excellent, you hold it. The other leg goes up and down. This stretches the hamstring and also fires up this muscle. Okay, can you change the leg, mate? Excellent. So 10 each leg. This is stretch number 2. Now he goes for one more, and as he comes here, this stretches this part. Perfect. Go through it, mate. You can do 5 to 10 on each side. This is an excellent exercise that is for the hip mobility. To undo it in a 90-90 position, he is rotating the hip joint goes into an internal and external rotation. Remember, for a game of cricket, you need to be here for a long time with a catching, with a batting. For example, when you bowl, you go like this. A lot of that hip joint, the core and the trunk comes into play. So since this is the part that joins to this upper extremity, you've got to be very mobile for the whole chain. The chain starts from here to there to down to function in unison. So you do 10 this way, 10 that way, that mobilizes. Well and men. So once you have gone through this, about 6 to 8, sometimes they do 10 of this, the body after the running and this is well tuned. Now it is in a position to go for the activity in the match. Warm up is a protocol that not only prepares the body physically for the match but also psychs yourself up. Who is better psyched up, India or New Zealand? Let's wait. In the meanwhile, keep following Be Sports Fit and of course subscribe to Sports Today.